Thank God it's Friday. This shirt. Okay, my name is Tijama, and I'd like to welcome your family to the Stables of the Good Morning Anambra. In a very short while, I'm going to introduce the people that are going to look at the tabloids with me today. Stay. Okay, welcome again. Joining me this morning is Mr. AGK Abata, a public affairs analyst. AGK, you're welcome.
Good morning. To be here.
Good morning. And then Loretta Akudo, she's also a public affairs analyst. Good morning.
Good morning. Thank you for having me.
I'm glad you're here.
Thank you.
Have you been here?
Yes, severally.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
You look good.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Thank you.
Okay, it is press review this morning on Anambra Broadcasting Service. For those of you that like to join us online, you go to our Facebook account and then our website, www.absradiotvoka.com. Okay, from our website this morning, court-judged woman 21 years in prison in Oka for child abduction, exploitation, and others. Ocha Brigade arrests over 20 suspects for touting illegal revenue collection in Oka and Onitsha. Soludo inaugurates construction of Atane Ozobolo Road project. And then you see others closure of universities ahead of general elections. We're getting serious with these elections. Okay, these are many more are the stories to find from our website this morning. Let's start talking, gentlemen. Like I've always said that we don't have a woman in this job. We are all gentlemen. Okay, we are going to look at the first one, human trafficking. Okay, let me start from a woman. Because it's a woman that was chair.
Yeah.
Okay, so what do we do with women? Because there appear to be so much in there around now, trafficking on children, mostly.
Yeah. This is what government has been fighting to stop. Women trafficking. It is all over. And I think the way to curb it out is to stop giving keys out. Parents should stop giving their keys out to people. No matter what the circumstance may be, no matter how the situation of the family, of the country, or where you find yourself, do not give your kids out because you don't know how they have been treated. You don't know, even that person who comes to pick up your child may pretend to be an angel. Tomorrow that person may turn out to be the negative part of another thing and treat that child. So I advise or encourage parents to stop giving their children out. This is just the first step, to stop giving their children out despite this condition that person finds him or herself into. Yes.
Even when they have given birth to so much that they can take care of, like 9, 10 children, and there's hunger in the land, money for education, and I think we have to start there.
Let us start from, yes, Muroki Igazu. Let us start from child bearing. Oboro na ya na inye sensitization in the rural areas, women, how to go on family planning. Maroni yamo, maroni yazu. By so doing, yara gwa monye motere o ya agbaji aka to train up that child. Ombe madu more than 5, 6, 7. You tend to give them out for those people. Even some parents give their children out in order to get money from the so-called people in family area. And some people trade their children for money. So it's not about people who took those children. It's about the parents who give out the children, because most of them give out the children because of money. So we need a lot of sensitization. We need a lot of knowledge. We need a lot go to the rural areas, call them. We need a lot of work to do.
Okay, we need a lot of work to do on this area, but the issue of giving birth to just 2 or 3. I don't think I buy that idea because Europe is now grappling with depopulation. I wouldn't want us to have that here. Okay, Ocha Brigade arrest over 20 suspects for touting illegal revenue collection in Oka and Onitsha. It does appear that we'll have a respite, on the pipeline.
Yes, we've always seen these people on the road, despite government asking them to leave, despite government asking them to go to their various local governments, register so that we'll train you on skills. But they still insist on tasking commercial bus operators and taking money from them. And it kind of makes government look weak, because even these announcements have always been going on, even before this present administration. We don't want touts on the streets, we don't want touts in the park, but they keep on poking their fingers into the eyes of government. If you go to the park this morning, you must find 1 or 2 of them. And I think the bus drivers themselves, because they don't want to cause chaos, they decide to comply. That's why they always give out money. If not, there are about 2 or 3 of them at the park who always collect money. But you have several drivers. But if they refuse to give out money, it becomes a problem. So I think that's why our Ocha Brigade has done, they are doing fairly well. But I think more pressure should be mounted on those people so that they leave the park for good. Government has done its part by asking you to come, so we'll train you on skills, and then you'll be able to you'll be self-sufficient. But they rather choose to be at the park. So I wish government to press on further so that we'll be able to eliminate the touting.
Okay, thank you very much. Stay coming to you. Salute the inaugural construction of Atani Ozubulu road project, like Anambra State has been turned to construction site. The other day it was at Onitsha, the other day as Adazi, then more area and a whole lot of places.
That's what development is all about, and we've look forward to it. It came in when during the rainy season, and people were wondering if there will be flag up of roads because our roads are in very, very bad conditions. But it's a good thing. Work has commenced. He has started commissioning. We only appeal to the contractors to make sure they deliver roads that are of standard, number one, and also make sure they deliver the roads on time. I also call on the Ministry of Works to make sure they go on supervision. You don't just give a contract and go back to your office and sit down. Make sure the roads are of standard so that these roads will last. The monies that are being used, these are monies collected from Indian Anambra through tax. So we want our tax to work for us and work for us well. Must give us roads that have quality.
So there won't be a one rainy season road.
A road, yeah.
Okay, and you see others closure of universities ahead of general elections. We've been clamoring for this because the registration was done while the children were on strike. Okay, now that the election is up, how do you see this decision from NUC?
Yeah, the decision is quite commendable. It's acceptable. Is something worth doing. It's something worth doing. Not just closing the university. Will they go to do the necessity? Will the student do the necessity?
Like going to vote?
Yes.
Why not if they've registered and collected their PVCs?
Do you know that people I know that just
close to you
have not collected their PVC? Up till now, they've been going to the INEC office often in a week 3 times.
Okay,
then what happened? UNIZIC students, what happened? They keep telling them they've not seen it. Then if all these things keep happening, there's no PVC, there's no PVC, then there's no need closing up the university because so why closing up the university? Because we might be a rapo, you make the money and go to the INEC to collect PVC, and the thing is not there. What's the essence?
Okay, but that a few of them did not collect does not mean that there are others that did not collect. So
then
for those
what do we do? How do we solve it? First of all, before you close the university, you must have to provide some adequate, make necessary the PVCs to be,
to be available.
So that, before you close down the university. Yeah, Mechi University, and I expect the students to go there now, worry, without collecting their, just take it now, check, fair. So when you see, before you close down the universities, because of this, make sure this is available.
I see.
So that's it.
Ejike, you want to say something?
Well, it's a commendable move. It is a commendable move, and it would have been catastrophic for me if this step were not taken. It would have been unfair, and so many people would have been disenfranchised. Just like she said, some persons have not or did not, because collection has already ended. So because some persons did not get their PVC, either out of their own making or that of INEC. So the blame is on both sides. But I know that quite a number of other persons have collected their PVCs. We only urge, it's an appeal, because it's one thing for, we pleaded for people to go and register, we pleaded for them to pick up their PVC. Now we are pleading for them to come out and vote on that day. It makes no sense if you have your PVC and you don't vote on that day. The whole effort is ruined. So we'll continue to appeal, especially for first-time voters and for those people who will always tell you our votes doesn't count. Your votes count. If your vote doesn't count, politicians will not make budgets to buy your votes.
Exactly.
They make your budget for it. So if your vote does not count, they won't bother themselves with buying your vote. So your votes count. So we are appealing. Come out. Let us cast your vote on that day, so that probably we will see the long-awaited change that we desire.
Exactly.
All right, thank you very much. Let's now venture into the papers and find out exactly what is trending today. That is Friday, the 10th day of February, 2023. Daily Sun is our first paper this morning. And the banner headline on Daily Sun says, polls. Federal government directs closure of universities, orders with a rider. We are 90% ready for elections. This one is coming from INEC. This assurance is coming from INEC anyway. And then beside the name templates of that Daily Sun, you will see, take their money, give us your vote. Obi tells Nigerians as we get ready to go to polls on the 25th of this month. Okay, and down here I have APC planning to hack INEC servers. Tambowa alleges with a rider there, ruling party fighting for old notes to buy votes. PDP says this. And up here I have Abia Guba, Supreme Court affirms Semenike as APC candidate. Supreme Court, Supreme Court, Supreme Court. Okay, I hope it's not the kind of judgment that was given to Ahmed Lawan. Okay, and then by the side we'll have this other story. The APC urges Buhari to respect Supreme Court order. The rest MFLA to comply. Not to vote credible candidates, Arewa Elder says this. Council of State meets today on naira swap with a rider. Federal government orders oil marketers to accept POS, mobile transfers, or face sanctions. Government handover SGF Health Transition Council as, okay, government handover SGF Health Transition Council as Buhari signs Executive Order 14. Okay, that what happened yesterday. Soldiers feared killed, monarch beheaded as violence erupts in Delta community. This is what we don't want this period. Okay, let's look at other papers. The New National Star is our next paper this morning. Naira swap, APC, PDP fight dirty over Emefiele. With two riders there, sack him now. APC charges Buhari. APC, a divided house, say PDP. Wahala. Okay, Buhari prepares exits from Aso Rock. Is another story that is on the front page of the New National Star. And then the Punch newspaper is our next line of action this morning. New Naira confusion deepens as CBN deadline ends today. Let's look at their riders too. Presidency, CBN silence on Supreme Court ruling. Banks, customers await Emefiele's directive. Buhari's 7-day promise expires. Nigerians queue in vain at ATMs, banking halls. Federal government will comply with Supreme Court ruling, AGF. TUC threatens to sue government over scarcity. federal government will comply with Supreme Court ruling. AGF, okay. Okay, still coming from the Punch newspaper, one dies in Lagos Ibadan road crash, too bad. Yeah, gentlemen, let's get back to where we started. That's from Daily Sun. And look at the banner headline there, which of course is trending in all the papers. Okay, not just this, Post, federal government, the rest. We have looked at that one from our website. So APC planning to hack INEC servers, Tambowa alleges. What exactly is going on? Is this just a fear or whatever? Ruling party fighting old nose to buy votes, PDP replied them. Okay, is it even possible at this stage to hack INEC server? EGK.
Yes, INEC chairman has always said, or had said about 2 weeks ago, when he was at Chatham House, he said attempts had been made for INEC and server to be hacked. And we are hearing Tambowa, the governor of Sokoto State,
At Chatham House, he said that every arrangement has been made to make sure that that will not happen. But what's the business of Tambowa now? Is he working for INEC now?
He may not be working for INEC, but he's an insider. They know themselves. And the issue now is that it will be dismissed as mere politicking, which shouldn't be. Ordinarily, one would have investigated and find out if his claims are right. You know, people make, the laws are made for the weak. The laws are not made for the strong. If an ordinary man on the street had said APC is trying to hack INEC server, they would have picked him up long ago. But because he's a high-profile citizen, nothing would be said of him, because you don't make spurious allegations. There are allegations you make, and you will be called in to come and explain. But because it's Tambowa, a sitting governor, a former speaker, so nothing will come out of it. But they should investigate and find out if there's anything, any semblance of what he has said, if such thing is about to happen. Because we can't have a political party trying to hack the server of INEC. It sends an alarm. The other day, INEC itself liked the post of somebody who was criticizing a political party. So there's so much confusion. The question now is, who is in charge of INEC IT? Who is the head of IT in INEC? As regards the claim of PDP saying INEC, APC wants a second old note, that's where I have, in fact, just like one of the papers said, confusion over naira swap. It's a big confusion because we do not know where we stand at the moment. If truly this swap is extended, I hope it is not extended beyond or up to election day, because the aim would have been defeated. If we make these monies available, then votes will be, people will be able to buy votes, which is something we do not want. And why is it that only one political party is crying foul? Why are other political parties not crying that they want the money to be?
Nobody is investigating
nobody's investigating them. Why is Joe to, in fact, they even went as far as going to court, 3 governors from the same political party going to sue the federal government over the issue. Why is it only APC that is crying? What is their interest?
Okay. Take their votes, give us your, take their money, give us your votes. Obi Test Nigeria. Akudo.
Yes. We know they give shishi. This is the first time in political arena, in political world, no money was given. I was made woman leader. I did everything with my money. It's unheard and it's undone. He's just trying to set a standard. And I just wish other politicians will emulate him. By so doing, I hope political arena, political world will go far beyond what we are saying. If people, we have another P2B or 3 of P2B, political world will go far.
I see.
Yes.
Okay, thank you very much. The Council of State meeting is holding today, and there's this fear what might be the outcome of this party. Ejike, What if they rise up to declare state of emergency? That everything stops. It does appear that the things are falling apart and the center cannot hold this nation now.
No, I don't see that happening. I don't see any.
So what do you expect from that meeting?
What I expect is for federal government to insist on a naira swap. We are all feeling the pain. It's biting all of us. But the end is what we are looking at. It's something that will benefit everybody, especially those who really feel, and understand that the party at the center has failed. It's only people who seek to get momentary gain that would say, no, we don't want it, they shouldn't continue with the swap. But in fact, I'll follow through and find out what really transpired at that council meeting. Okay. Because I would feel bad if the Supreme Court's ruling stands that the February extension.
Okay, but the hearing will be on the 15th. Okay, but notwithstanding, let's move on now. Let's look at this story from the Punch. No, not Punch now. Naira swap, let's really talk about it in totality from the National Star, the new National Star. Naira swap, APC, PDP fight dirty over Emefiele. Sack him now. APC charges Buhari. APC, a divided house, says PDP. Why is APC calling for the head of Emefiele? Is Emefiele not handling an institution that is under the Constitution of Nigeria? He has the right to do whatever he wants to do with that money, which, of course, other people that handled it, like the time of Soludo and the Sanusi, they had all the privileges and then exercise it. Why Emefiele?
I understand the CBN policy is even on the exclusive list, which means
yes.
it's just the presidency that can say what happens, what happens there. And of course, some things needs to be changed when it comes to CBN, when it comes to powers given to the CBN governor. You remember during the time of Sanusi was just donating money freely, as if he was donating money from his
and nobody
bank.
Stopped him.
Nobody stopped him. It was unheard of for CBN to donate money. We are donating money to different organizations. It was
so you guys, anybody that he said should be called for, I think it was Sanusi.
And now we are having Emefiele. PDP we are accused of appointing Emefiele. Yes, Emefiele was appointed when he under Jonathan, but Buhari came in and reappointed him again. So they must have seen something good that Emefiele is doing. That, and also, let us understand this, that yes, Buhari may have been a bad president. He may have caused so many pains and sorrows to citizens, but I think he's holding firm to his word of giving Nigerians an election that they will be proud of. That is, he's trying to redeem himself through this election, and that is why he's not campaigning for anybody, even the members of his political party. You can't hear him go and vote APC, go and go. No, he always tell you go and vote the right candidate. That has been his statement, and that is why he's also insisting that there shouldn't be extension of this naira swap, because he knows what will happen, and he's trying to redeem. And there's no other way, there's no better way of him trying to redeem himself than giving everybody a level playground for everybody to contest.
Exactly.
If you fail, you fail. If you win, you win. You win clear. That's what he wants. And I think it behoves on him to show that he has what it takes to give Nigerians a free and fair election, and also stand firm despite what the Supreme Court has said. I don't think in fact they want to make a mess of his effort and that of the CBN. We know things are not okay. We have to buy money now to buy other things. That is the situation on ground. But it is momentarily. And
it's not going to last forever.
It won't last forever. I believe just after the elections, things will begin to normalize.
Okay, since today is the deadline, Akudo, what do we expect to see? Will it be a kind of, since the Supreme Court has come in with this other what do you call it, the ruling that they gave 2 days ago, what do you expect happens today? Do you expect people to still collect the old naira?
No. Reason Why
Even when Supreme Court has said that you can go on and start spending it.
This is Nigeria. Supreme Court may say this, and the next minute, from the top, they say this. This is Nigeria for you. Yes, do not collect money. Today is the end, this and that, but blah, blah, blah. Don't be surprised that tomorrow anything can come up. You are stopping the collection of old naira. Have you made provision of the new one? Is there enough money to reach the masses? We talk of voting. I don't want to discuss politics. Masses and nobody is happy. No damn body in Nigeria is happy. How do you see people going out to vote? How do you see people going out to vote? Nobody is happy. I'm just wondering how this election will be. No money. If somebody like me is to go to Enugu if somebody like me is to go to Enugu now to vote, it's money. I'll use money to transport myself. Whereby there's no money, what do you expect me to do?
But that's why they told you to register in where you are domiciled, because there's not going to be movements on the election day anyway.
Good. That is another thing. But everything in Nigeria is money. Everything in this life is money. You attribute election to money. You attribute whatever you're doing to money. Now, the election and the change of money and the scarcity of money, everything now be together. Made together. So on our fools, everybody are off.
No, Nigeria is a strong nation. We'll take it. We'll have very big shock absorbers.
We'll always survive. I just wrote it on my word that no matter what, Nigeria will always survive.
I know.
We are known by the strength we have.
Yes,
So, but I know that even that the old naira is stopping today, the use of old naira is stopping today. Another means, I pray that new naira notes will circulate.
Okay.
That's it. I want anything mangame because on the non at top and this is Nigerian for you. Anything can happen.
I see. Okay, let's look at the rest of the papers now. Daily Independence is next paper. Buhari prepares for handover with 22-man transition committee, even when they're trying to accuse him of looking for extension. Okay, with the rider there, approved 67 new broadcast licenses. Oh, wow, this is good. Go talk tire for this nation. Okay, down here, federal government directs closure of all varsities for 2023 general elections. We have seen that. Let's look at the next paper now, which is the Guardian newspaper. Buhari prepares for May 29, sets up transition council. And then Daily Trust, Naira crisis, food traders count losses, slash prices of waste. Yeah. Then the riders say POS operators close shops. Experts dissect situation. Federal government official lost development. Emefiele, INEC share brief Council of State today. And then do we have another one coming from here? Buhari constitutes transition committee, transition committee council. Okay, that's all. Naira swap, cashless policy may affect troops. NSA, okay, let's forget about what it will affect now because we're already in it. Okay, the last paper, Nigerian Tribune, CBN keeps mum on Supreme Court order, blends new no scarcity on hoarding. Exactly. That's where we have not really looked at. It wasn't just like there's no money, EJK. It wasn't just like there's no money, that they have not shipped money, okay? But we have seen cases, at least I watched NTA News Extract, where one bank manager in the north was accused of keeping this money, checking from his ledger, the money that came in and then the one that they have transmitted, seeing that they still have about 220 million naira and people are dying outside. You can't, he didn't load money in the ATM and a whole lot of things. So who is sabotaging this policy?
Well, Emefiele seemed to have cleared himself since those revelations were made. CBN staff have been to several banks, going to their vote, you see them hiding the new naira, you see them stacking them. Some even had them in their ATM unwrapped. they still had the cellophane on them, which means they just kept it there. And then the ATM cannot dispense. So if you come to their votes, you won't find the money there. If you ask them, you tell them, they will tell you it's in the ATM. But it still has the nylon on it. So there's no way you can dispense it. So obviously they are keeping this money.
Some stacked it in a sack and then put old naira notes on the top.
We all know what they are trying to do, of course.
Okay, what is it? I wanted to ask you.
They want to sell it, of course.
Sell it to who? The politicians?
Be it politicians or socialites. If you over the weekend, you saw people spending the money, throwing the money at parties.
In bundles.
In bundles.
We've seen that
in bundles. The new naira notes that we cannot even find around us.
So now that we are educated, now that we are crying of sabotage, who do you think is using these commercial bank managers to sabotage this monetary policy?
The bank managers should tell us. Those who we are arrested should tell us. They are the ones that will tell us who they are keeping the money for. Because even remember the whole idea was, okay, a new naira, we are having a new naira note. You will only be able to get 20,000 naira initially, 20,000 naira from the ATM. But even if you go to the ATM, you can't find money there. If you go into the bank, about 2 days ago, I was at Access Bank. They were only giving out 5,000 naira inside the bank, not even at the ATM. Only 5,000 naira. Even if you have 1 million naira inside the account, they will only give you 5,000 naira. And 5,000 naira, 50 naira denomination. Not even the new naira, not even the old 1,000 naira. They'll give you 50. So the issue now is, has CBN be able to dispense enough money?
They say they have.
I don't think.
From the inside.
Because if they have, we should be able to see this money circulate for God. Yes, we know people are holding the money. Yes, we know they are holding. We know they are holding the money.
But what of the ones that are holding? If actually those ones that are being hoarded are pushed out in the society, do you think we'll still
I want to believe they should have been pushed out by now.
So the problem is from the banks and not from CBN. Push the ones that will have given you. Let's see, do you understand? But you are holding them.
If I may try and get some info from people inside, I called some bankers and they told me, even how our bankers still are suffering. The little they brought was stuck in the ATM, 5,000 naira. Them, the bankers don't even have 1 naira on them. I call Fidelity the same thing, I call Access the same thing.
And
they are my friends. What do I do? I'm not there.
Let's begin to round off now. Buhari prepares handover notes with 22-man transition committee. Do you think he has fared well? Are we going to dance and bid him a good farewell? Or judging from what happened towards the end of his administration? Or what has been happening while he was there? Okay. Do you think he has fared well for 8 years?
He has not fared well. But personally, I will forgive his sins if he's able to. Yes,
give us a credible election.
If he gives us a credible election and make sure this naira policy stands, so that people will not be able to buy votes. If he's able to do it, I will personally forgive his sins. Aside these two things, he's one of the worst president we've ever had, because there's chaos everywhere. There's no fuel. There's no naira for us to feed ourselves. There's insecurity. There's unemployment. Our debt has risen astronomically. So there's no basis for us to say this is the area which Buhari has done well. But let him just give us these two things, and then maybe.
Do you have anything at all you can take from him? And then what are the worst areas?
You have said it all. If to score him, I'll only score him 20%. Because why? Because areas it's as if you kept a statue there. Or they just these two things. Naira they available. A credible election. Everything clear and transparent is good to go.
Manasigi where he got it badly. Which area?
Insecurity in the country.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, and this is where we are running off this morning. Thank you very much, Loretta Akudo.
Thank you very much. Thank you for having me.
Thank you, it's my pleasure. And then Ejike Abata Brosme. Thank you for coming.
Thank you, it's my pleasure.
Okay, and then I also like to thank you for joining us from wherever you did. We are not rounding off. We still have discussion segment that is coming, so you do stop by. My name is Sijama. Thanks.